Thunderbolts is the brand new Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that just hit theaters this weekend. The film is directed by Jake Schreier, who came off directing 6 of the episodes of season 1 of Netflix's Beef. The film's co-written by Joanna Kahlo, who also served as one of the people behind the scenes on Beef, and also co-written by Eric Pearson, who's a veteran MCU writer who has screenplay credits on Thor Ragnarok and Black Widow. This film takes place in New York City for the most part, and the film is about this new team of the Thunderbolts, where they're set up to kill each other on the behest of Valentina, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who traps these group of people that she has hired, but she's doing this because she is currently being impeached by the U.S. government, which includes a congressman of Bucky Barnes, once again played by Sebastian Stan. Some of the people that she has hired to do damage for her, that she's trying to kill off now, includes Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh. You have John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell. Ghost, played by Hannah John Kamen. And Taskmaster, once again played by Olga Kurylenko. Also in the movie is David Harbour as Alexei Shostakov, Yelena's father. And in the movie, they realize that Val is turning them against each other, and now they are on a mission to get some revenge. They're also met up by a person they're not familiar with, Bob, played by Lewis Pullman, and also in a minor role as Mel, Val's assistant, is Geraldine Viswanathan. The film is 2 hours and 6 minutes long and is PG-13. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie, TV show reviews, out-of-theater reactions, box office breakdowns, movie ranking videos. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 300. Please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Marvel's Thunderbolts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is Marvel back, or is this another misstep for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I respond to all comments. Please comment down below. And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So I was very excited for this movie. I'm obviously a big comic book reader and fan of the movies. For the most part, Marvel's definitely not had that momentum really post Endgame in a while, where they have movies feeling like they're connecting, building to something. Really hasn't felt like that in a very long time. But I was very excited for this movie. Beef is one of my favorite TV shows of the last decade. And the fact that many of the people who put that show together are a part of this got me excited. Florence Pugh is in my top 2 favorite actors working today. Seeing her in a leading role after being a standout in both Black Widow and Hawkeye got me excited. I was very excited for this movie, and this movie for me definitely delivers. I think this is also a very refreshing movie to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because most of these Marvel movies these days just have to have world-ending stakes in them. But luckily, this movie very much has surface level, not surface level, but just grounded level of stakes in this movie. The world is not at stake in this film. They have more stakes akin to films like Ant-Man, for example. And I enjoy when Marvel doesn't have to take the big universe-defining stakes, and it feels like every MCU movie has to have multiverse or these kind of stakes going on for them to make movies. But this is a very grounded movie that, yes, has the usual MCU comedy jokes and quips in there, but this really takes the source material and the characters very seriously. And it's something that the Marvel has just really missed over the last 6 years, is where, yes, they get too jokey, too ridiculous, too chaotic with the tones and plots, that you don't really feel like you're getting great character pieces. And sometimes you need that. And this movie does feel like character pieces for the majority of the characters in the movie. I'll get to the comedy and the action in a second. But from a story perspective, the reason why this movie really stands out to me is the way it handled really its themes and main story, which is about mental health, loneliness, depression, those things. And as someone like me who deals with mental health things probably on a daily basis, you don't really see big budgeted movies like this tackling it. Now, yes, it's not an indie movie or an A24 movie where the whole movie's going to be about it and you're going to be moved by things. It's a Marvel movie. It won't go all the way there with that story and theme, but it goes there just enough to leave a big impact on me. And I was shocked how much I was honestly moved emotionally by a couple characters and a couple scenes in particular that I was not expecting. And the heart and soul of the movie is that plot line. And this is a fantastic ensemble of characters, both from a character perspective and from an acting perspective. Florence Pugh, who's been a very minor character so far in the MCU, is amazing in this movie. She can do no wrong. As I said, she's one of my, if not my favorite actor working today. She's phenomenal in this movie as Yelena because she's playing someone that obviously she tells her usual jokes that you've seen in Black Widow and Hawkeye, but she brings a lot of heart and vulnerability to the movie because she is still not over the fact that her sister, Black Widow, is dead. She's not over the fact that she's made so many mistakes in her life. She's no one in her family, including Alexei, is really talking to her. And she's very much become a loner after growing up in such a close-knit family. And she is really excellent in the movie. There's one scene in particular where she's going back and forth with her father in the film, played by David Harbour. And it's a very moving and authentic scene that she absolutely delivers. Obviously, she's one of the best actors in Hollywood. She's been nominated for multiple awards at the highest honors, including the Oscars. She really puts that in full display in this movie. Another huge standout is Lewis Pullman, who I haven't really seen in this big of a role ever. And he's phenomenal in the movie because he's playing a very vulnerable character. It's a very vulnerable, open performance from Pullman. And you really feel for his character throughout the entire film. They haven't really hinted at what his character really does in the trailer, so I'm not going to spoil that here. But I really enjoyed his performance. It's always great to see Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Hannah Joan Kamen, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They're all very good in their roles. Also standing out was, of course, David Harbour, who really is the entire comedy of the movie. And sometimes I was nervous would his comedy kind of overpower some really serious moments, but he actually never did. And that's a credit to the writing, but also a credit to Harbour, who is, of course, my favorite character on Stranger Things is Hopper. I love David Harbour for such a long time. He's great in this movie and has great chemistry with Pugh as well. So, and also, as I said, the comedy, for the most part, works. It's very much hit or miss, but when the comedy does hit, it really hits in this movie. And the action scenes are just a lot of fun, a lot of hand-to-hand combat, which is, again, is very rare for an MCU movie. Happy to see a lot of hand-to-hand gunfighting in the MCU. Enjoyed the action in this movie. And overall, it's a very good time in the movie theater. It's a popcorn movie, but it has a lot more heart and it has a lot more darkness that I was not expecting that made me really enjoy Thunderbolts. On a issue that's at the comedy, I laughed a good amount, but there's a lot of comedy that I thought didn't work in the movie. And also in universe, there's a lot more things that I was questioning why things were making sense, including Bucky being a congressman in this movie. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense. We're back in New York again for the MCU. And I feel like how many more times can we have some global big event happen in New York? It felt a little too familiar with the scene. It just felt like very MCU centered. But overall, and I think tonally, sometimes I can go a bit all over the place. And I think my biggest issue, I guess, story-wise, is these characters have to really gravitate to each other in such a short amount of time. I think we had a little bit more time, days-wise or months-wise, with these characters. Their camaraderie would make a little bit more sense. But still, I had a blast of Thunderbolts. I think it's one of the best MCU movies post-Endgame. And finally, it feels like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has momentum. The movie also has one of the best Marvel post-credit scenes since Avengers Endgame, so definitely stay in your seats until the very last post-credit scene. There's a mid-credit scene and an end-credit scene, and you want to stay in your seats until the very last credit scene. So I'm going to give Thunderbolts a 4 out of 5 stars. I am going to go 80% for Thunderbolts in the MCU. I'm happy to report a very, very good MCU movie. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.